we want to talk about pet peeves. This was recommended to us by one of our subscribers, and so we thought we'd take just a few minutes to talk about pet peeves. One thing about pet peeves you have to realize is these are our pet peeves. They may not bother you at all, and that's okay.
But after you hear them,
they might. And not only that, but these are ours. So we're not doing this to offend anyone. If you take offense, then you might need to work on whatever is our pet peeve. So go ahead. You do the first one.
Okay, now mine are really personal. I cannot stand movies that have over actors in it, and I could call some out, like, I can't think of his name. That's a good thing. Overacting. Okay, this one drives me crazy. When a couple is laying in bed and the guy has his arm around the girl and he rubs her like this over and over and over. I cannot stand that. I cannot stand that.
I don't know where to go with that one.
So I think, guys, you need to ask your wives or your girlfriends, do they like being rubbed up and down over and over like that?
Or not.
Or not. Because I had a boyfriend who did that and bugged the crap out of me. And my husband, he didn't put his arm, he didn't put his arm around me. So I was good.
Yeah. Well, talk about the pet peeve we shared about the game or talk show hosts.
Oh,
that's a good one.
Well, okay.
I can think of a few.
I hope she doesn't mind. Well, I don't care if she does. I don't care if she minds, because she needs to hear this.
Yeah.
I cannot stand TV hosts who don't let their guests talk.
Yeah.
Now, when Keanu Reeves is on your show, you need to let him talk instead of asking a question and then wait and not wait for him.
Yeah,
Okay,
shut up and let him give the answer.
Yeah.
I always think of, like, you got Laura Ingraham. I mean, this is my own personal preference again, I love Fox News, but there's some of their talk show hosts, they ask a question, and then before the person even answers, they have guests on the show, and then they don't let them talk. They've got some really good guests, but they don't let them talk.
Kelly Clarkson is someone who asks a question and then she just keeps on going and the person can't ever get a word in edgewise.
Yep, I hate that as
well. So why don't you just be quiet and let your guests talk?
If you ask a question, be quiet and let them
I'm
answer.
sure this is going to make a difference with all the talk show hosts in the world. Okay.
Well, the next pet peeve I have is my daughter's. She has the hearing, and you're too. Oh, so don't shut this off, Angie. So she has the hearing of an elephant. One day I was just sitting there minding my own business, chewing my gum, and she said, "I hope you're enjoying that gum." I thought, well, I was, but now I guess I have to take it out because it annoys you. Well, I'm sorry that it annoys you. She doesn't like anybody to sit next to her who's chewing anything. If it's cereal, if it's anything they're eating, unless she's eating as well, she doesn't sit by you. Don't even think about slurping on a swig. That's another one.
My daughter, same.
Yeah, they don't like it. And so because of that, I will spit mine out. It still has flavor.
I don't. So that's, she's nice, I'm rude.
So another thing I have a sister who has way too much money. She will go get a drink somewhere, and she will pull out her coin purse that's about this big, and her drink is $2.59. Don't ask me where she gets all the pennies. And she will stand there and count out pennies. 1, 2 people. She doesn't care that there are people behind her, but she's going to count out and get rid of 259 pennies. I want to turn around and say, you might as well go stand in another lane because she ain't going nowhere. Just so
Does she know about the banks where you can take them to the
bank
and have it rolled up?
I don't know why she doesn't do that.
We would like to know what some of your pet peeves are.
Yeah.
I mean, we have our personal pet peeves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But there's got to be more pet peeves. I Googled pet peeves and ran across an article by Women's Day, and they had listed the pet peeves
Top 10.
top 10. Okay, we're going to start with the bottom and see if this is one of your pet peeves. Cutting in line. Does that bother you?
Not if you, well, I can't imagine being the one cutting in, but you said you like to cut in lines?
Yeah, I like it.
If you can get away with it, okay.
Yeah, if I can get away with it. But I don't like people to cut in line
Right.
in front of me.
Right.
I can do it, but I just,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, scraping silverware on the plate. Now that has never bothered me, but that is a thing that my husband did.
I do it. I will pour a bowl of cereal and then I mix the cereal in with the milk to make sure everything's covered and it ticks on the bowl. Drives everybody nuts but me. At least my milk's covered in cereal.
That bothers my son too. Is this a pet peeve? Leaving drawers and cupboards open. That's a big pet peeve for me.
I about broke my leg the other day on my dishwasher that was left open. Forgot it was open and I slammed myself into the, about broke my leg.
Yeah, close it. Okay. Now this is a generational thing because we didn't have this problem when I was raising my children. Taking phone calls in public.
That is annoying. I do it as well.
You get to hear their
Cell
conversation.
phones. Oh yeah, the cell
I
phones
think
are
it's quite
everywhere.
interesting.
Yeah, it depends of how nosy you are, I guess. If you're nosy.
Yeah. Ooh, what was that?
Yeah.
Okay. Another pet peeve is texting during a meal.
Oh, pet peeve number.
That's kind of rude, though.
It's rude. With my grandkids, I won't let them come to the dinner table. If we're eating dinner as a family, those cell phones are not welcome at my table.
Well, if you're out to lunch with your friends,
Oh,
and they start texting somebody, that's like, well, I would rather talk to this person.
yeah. Am I
than
boring you?
Yeah. So maybe that's a thing
Yeah.
that we should
Am I
stay away
boring
from.
you?
But we didn't have to worry about that
No.
until recently. So
Yeah.
Got to give us baby boomers.
Yeah.
Cut us some slack.
Etiquette.
Okay, this was on the
Top 10.
top 10 Women's Day. It was interrupting during a conversation. That is a pet peeve, a big pet peeve, and TV hosts are most guilty of that.
They are.
And we called out Kelly Clarkson,
Laura Ingraham.
Sean Hannity.
Sean Hannity. Why have a guest on if you're not going to let him speak? They have some of those guests have some really good input. We don't need to hear theirs because we hear it all the time.
Yeah,
But
Jesse Waters is a really good host.
We do like
because
Jesse.
he'll ask a question and then he'll wait
Listen.
for the answer, and that's kind of why we watch. We want to hear
Yep.
what the other person has to say.
Yep.
Okay, the next one. This is getting up to be one of the most popular. Repetitive tapping.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Does that bother you?
No, because I do it.
Okay.
This.
Yeah. Okay. The number one pet peeve is chewing gum.
Oh, and we've already covered that.
Eating an apple.
Oh, but yet we say eating an apple, but there's nothing more fun than watching a little one eat an apple. A baby eating an apple. Oh, they just drool all over it's so cute.
Yeah.
That's
but
cute.
that ended up being one of the top. Chewing gum, eating an apple, and sipping a bowl of soup. Those are the top three pet peeves.
Well, can I share my one more?
Yes.
I'm a time freak. I was born on time. I tell you, I'm not bragging, but I just think it's rude to come late. And I don't want to be rude. My motto is, if you're not early, you're late. And my family, they are well aware. There are those who simply cannot go anywhere on time. It doesn't matter what time. For example, if church starts at 9 o'clock, the same family comes late every week. A year later, the church starts at 11, same family still come late. I had 6 kids at home, little ones. it took preparation, getting ready the night before. We set out clothes, we did hair, and I am not bragging, but it was worth it Sunday morning when we got up and just had to get ready, comb hair, eat breakfast. I even put the roast on before I left to go to church. There was a primary song that we used to sing. It was Saturday is a special day. It's a day we get ready for Sunday. We shine our shoes and shampoo our hair, and then we're done until Monday. Anyway, that's a whole song. And our kids were taught that. Family dinners for me, the same family members come late. For Thanksgiving, never assign them to bring the turkey. They are the ones that are assigned to bring dessert, and my family knows I start on time. If they're late, they miss the activity. Oh well, they have done much better. One thing I did do as a motivator, one family party, once everybody was there, I got $20 and I handed it to the first driver that made it to the party. So for the next few parties, they came on time. I haven't done it since, but it was a motivator.
That's a good motivator.
Now they come. I have to say they're pretty punctual now. I don't do that so much anymore. But if my family's watching, it may be coming again. Just saying.
Okay, now what do we do about if it bothers us? How can we handle that? Like,
yeah.
How can you resolve somebody
How can you fix it?
Yeah. Now, I just turn the TV off. If there is an overactor, I just turn the TV off. If there's an interview that they're not letting the people talk, I just turn the TV off.
Yep.
That's people chewing gum or any of that stuff, it doesn't bother me.
Depends on how wildly they're chewing, I guess.
It's the actors,
yeah,
and the TV hosts that bother me.
And I think for our timely tip, these are pet peeves that bother us. It may not bother you. You probably have your own. But you know what? The whole thing boils down to being considerate of others, being mindful of what you say and do, how you think, whether it's being on time, whether you're in the grocery store and you're counting out your change, whether you're cutting in line.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Just be mindful of others. The world would be a better place if we were more thoughtful of others.
That is the best timely tip.
So, yep.
Yes.
I thought of the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them. Oh, let's do unto you. That was pretty spiritual. I didn't mean to go that route, but okay.
Well, you know what, though? My husband was the kindest man, because if somebody cut in line, I would get mad and I'd say, yell at that person. And he would say, well, he's probably, if he was willing to cut in line, he probably needs to be go through faster than we do. He just would let people do whatever.
Do you know, that's true. And you know what? You can make someone's day you're sitting there with a grocery cart with 300 things in it, and some little gal standing behind you with two things. Let her go in front of you.
Let her go in front of you.
And that makes their little day.
Yeah.
It makes their little day.
Yeah.
Well, so do we want to do the like and subscribe?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you like the Daisy Daffy show and learning all of these wonderful things that we're teaching, we hope that you will smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. And that will help us somewhere down the road. We don't know.
It hasn't yet, but it
We
might.
just have heard that helps.
Yeah.
So
now the time has come to leave you. Sorry we are that we must go. And we hope that we will see you when it's time for our next show. Goodbye from Daisy.
Goodbye from Daffy.
See you next time.
See you next time.